Hello and welcome to our overview of the first grade trimester 1 unit. This is an earth science unit, and what we have here is a bundle of standards that have been put together by the state. And in this unit is about patterns with the sun, moon, and stars, and daylight and nighttime. So what we have down here is we have a big idea, which is what the students will develop after your first couple of lessons. And it's a very simple big idea of the sun, moon, and stars behave in predictable patterns. And then we created a storyline, and we did that by taking these performance expectations, bundling them up, and just trying to put them together in a coherent story. So our storyline that we created was the sun, moon, and stars behave in predictable patterns. We can only see the sun during the day. We can only see the stars at night. The sun and the moon rise and set in predictable places in the sky. We get more sunlight in the summer than in the winter. So I do realize that these are two distinct standards, but they have some overlap, and that's how we try to put these together in a storyline. So I'll just quickly go over your flow chart of the entire unit. Again, here's the bundle of standards. You will have an initial engagement activity where there's going to be 5 stations that we'll get into more detail in the lesson plans. After that, they'll have a negotiation where they will observe and kind of explain what they saw and develop questions of things that they're still curious about. At the end of that lesson, you will help them develop this big idea that we talked about earlier. Then they'll start out with their first investigation, and hopefully it'll be a question along the lines of how does the sun move in the sky. And it's going to be a descriptive investigation, and they'll make observations, collect data. They will have a negotiation about that data that they collected. Then they'll do some reading and check with the experts. They'll come back here and make another claim after they've checked with the experts. Then they'll do a formative assessment. Then you'll go into the second investigation of why does it get darker earlier in the winter and later in the summer. And this again will be a descriptive investigation. They'll have a negotiation. They'll go all the way through this, have another formative assessment here, and then you will have an engineering challenge where you'll take this content that they learned and you'll have this challenge, and the challenge is, what if no one had a watch or the clocks and bells didn't work at school for a whole day? How would we tell time? And I know from this they're going to eventually create a sundial, and then they will write about that. So that's an overview of the unit. We will get into more detailed lessons as we get into the videos aligned with each lesson.